This Steelers run game has a chance to be one of the most fun parts of the entire team, and I don't even think people are realizing how different this backfield is from what we have been watching the last couple years. Because this is not just one guy getting slammed into a wall over and over while everybody sits there wondering why the offense has no juice. This is Jaylen Warren, Rico Dowdle, and Caleb Johnson, and all three of them bring something different to the table. Warren is the heartbeat of it. He is the spark plug, the contact balance, the angry runs, the guy who turns a basic handoff into a tone-setting play because he refuses to go down when the first defender touches him. Every time Warren gets the ball, it feels like the play has a second life. He can catch the ball, he can pass protect, he can bounce off linebackers, he can make safeties look stupid in space, and he runs like every yard is personal. That is the type of running back Steelers fans love because there is no fake flash with him. He is just violent, smart, tough, and productive. Then you add Rico Dowdle, and this is where it gets interesting because Dowdle is not some random veteran you bring in just to take a couple carries in the fourth quarter. This dude has back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing seasons. He just proved he can handle real volume, and he gives this offense a grown man runner who can keep the chains moving without the Steelers having to run Warren into the dirt. That matters. You need backs who can survive an NFL season, especially if you want to play real Pittsburgh football and lean on your offensive line. Dowdle has the patience, the one-cut style, the toughness after contact, and the receiving ability to keep the offense on schedule. He is not going to come in and look lost. He has already been productive. He knows what Mike McCarthy wants, and that makes the transition way easier. And then you still have Caleb Johnson, and I'm telling you right now, I still believe in Caleb Johnson. I know people are already trying to act like he is some forgotten pick because the rookie year did not explode right away. But that is exactly how fans mess this stuff up. You do not give up on a 224-pound back who ran for over 1,500 yards at Iowa, scored 23 total touchdowns, showed home run ability, and carried an offense where everybody in the stadium knew he was getting the ball. That is not the profile you just throw away. That is the type of back you develop. You let him learn the speed of the league, you let him clean up the details, and then when he is ready, he becomes a problem. So when I look at this trio, I see a backfield that can finally make the offense feel alive again. Warren brings the energy, Dowdle brings the proven production, and Caleb brings the upside. That is fun. That gives you options. That gives you a run game where defenses cannot just settle that into one rhythm, one drive. Warren is bouncing off tackles and catching screens. Next drive, Dowdle is grinding out 6 yards on first down and making second down easy. Then Caleb comes in with fresh legs and that big Iowa frame, and now the defense has to tackle another completely different style of back. That is how you wear teams down. That is how you make a pass rush slow down. That is how you help your quarterback protect your defense and bring back the nasty identity this team has been missing. I'm not saying this has to be the best running back room in football tomorrow, but I'm saying it has a chance to be way more exciting than people are acting like. And if this offensive line takes even one real step forward, this trio could make Sundays a lot more fun than Steelers fans are used to. And the best part is, this is the type of room that can make the offense feel less desperate. Every carry does not have to be perfect. Every drive does not have to depend on one miracle play. And every defensive front cannot just sit there waiting for the same back and the same look. That is how you get rhythm back. The part I love about this backfield is that it actually has structure now. It is not just fans screaming for the backup because the starter had one bad run. There is a real football reason why Jaylen Warren, Rico Dowdle, and Caleb Johnson can work together, and it starts with the fact that none of these guys have to be forced into a role that does not fit them. Warren does not have to be treated like a 25 carry bruiser every single week. Just because he is clearly the best energy player in the room, he can still be the lead weapon. He can still get the most important touches. He can still be the guy you trust on third down and in the red zone, but he does not have to take every boring, dirty, early down carry until his body is cooked by December. That is where Rico Dowdle helps a lot. Dowdle is the stabilizer. He is the back that makes this thing feel adult. He has already shown he can carry a real workload. He has already put together 1,000-yard seasons, and he gives Mike McCarthy a runner he knows and trusts. That is big, because when a coach knows a player, he knows what runs he likes, what protections he can handle, what looks he sees well, and what situations he can survive in. Dowdle is not coming in as a mystery. He is coming in as a professional back who can take pressure off Warren and keep the offense from becoming predictable. And that is what the Steelers needed badly. They needed a room, not just a name. They needed a way to attack defenses in waves Warren can be the explosive physical weapon, Dowdle can be the consistent downhill answer, and Caleb Johnson can be the young upside runner who gives you a completely different ceiling if he starts putting it together. And yes, I still believe in Caleb Johnson. I don't care if some fans already moved on, because that is what fans do now. If a player is not great in 5 seconds, everybody wants to throw him in the trash and pretend the draft pick was wasted. The NFL adjustment is real, especially for running backs who have to learn protection, timing, spacing, and how to be trusted when the quarterback is counting on you. But the tools are still the tools. The upside is still the upside, and the best part is he does not need to save the room right now. That is why this trio is exciting. Caleb can grow behind Warren and Dowdle instead of being thrown into the fire and judged off every mistake. He can be eased in, used in the right packages, given chances to hit wide zone, inside zone, gap runs, short yardage looks, and fresh leg carries when defenses are already tired. And that is when a back like him can start to look dangerous. And if he earns more, then you give him more. That is how good teams build depth. They do not panic because a rookie did not immediately become a star. They stack talent, let the room compete, and make everybody earn touches. Warren is going to make everybody feel his presence. Dowdle is going to give them reliable snaps. Caleb is going to have a chance to become the breakout piece nobody is talking about enough. That is why this run game could be fun, because it finally feels like Pittsburgh has more than one answer. And when you have 3 backs who can all function in real football situations, it makes the play caller's life easier and the defense's life more annoying. You can stay physical without becoming stale. You can rotate without waving the white flag. You can keep everybody fresh without losing toughness. That is a real identity, not just offseason talk. That is how good offenses travel. What makes this whole thing exciting is the style clash. Jaylen Warren, Rico Dowdle, and Caleb Johnson do not all win the same way, and that is exactly why the Steelers can build a real identity around them. Warren is chaos in the best way. He is low to the ground, compact, angry, hard to square up, and he gives the offense instant juice because he plays like a dude who had to earn every single touch he has ever gotten. You can see it in how he finishes runs. He's not just trying to get tackled clean and move on to the next play. He is trying to punish the guy who thought he had an angle. He is trying to bounce through contact, keep his feet, and embarrass somebody for not wrapping up. That kind of runner changes the mood of an offense. Then Rico Dowdle gives you the professional balance. He is bigger, smoother, patient, and he has already proven that he can be productive when teams actually lean on him. Back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing seasons is not an accident. That is not something you just stumble into. You have to stay healthy enough, consistent enough, trusted enough, and productive enough for coaches to keep feeding you. And Dowdle can catch the ball too, which is important because the Steelers cannot have a run game where every time a certain back comes in, the defense immediately knows what is happening. That has been part of the problem in the past. Too much predictability, too many obvious situations, too many drives where the offense felt like it was telling the defense the answer before the snap. With these 3, you can mix it up. Warren can motion out, catch the ball, run inside, bounce outside, and pass protect. Dowdle can handle early downs, short yardage, check downs, and steady work. Caleb Johnson can be that bigger, younger runner who brings a different type of threat when the game starts getting physical. And I'm going to keep saying it. I still believe in Caleb Johnson. I think people are sleeping on how useful he can be if the Steelers develop him the right way. He was not drafted because he looked cool in a uniform. He was drafted because he was a monster at Iowa. Over 1,500 rushing yards, over 20 touchdowns, explosive runs, power, size, and the ability to carry an offense that did not exactly have defenses terrified of the passing game. That context matters. When everybody knows you are the guy and you still produce like that, there is something there. He may need time, he may need coaching, he may need to earn trust and protection, but that does not erase the player he was or the player he can become. And honestly, this is the perfect situation for him now. He is not being asked to walk in and be Le'Veon Bell on day one. He is not being asked to carry the franchise. He can compete, learn, grow, and then hit teams when they are not ready for him. That is how you build a run game that actually lasts through a season. Because in November and December, you need more than one back. You need fresh legs. You need different answers. You need somebody who can get tough yards when the weather turns ugly. You need somebody who can catch the ball when the defense blitzes. You need somebody who can close games when the other team is tired of tackling. The Steelers might finally have that mix. Warren gives you the fire. Dowdle gives you the proof. Caleb gives you the future. And if McCarthy is serious about making this offense more physical, more balanced, and more annoying to defend, then this trio is exactly the kind of group that can make that happen. This is the type of backfield where nobody has to be Superman, but all 3 can make the defense deal with something different. That is what makes it fun. Not just the names, not just the stats, but the way it can actually change the personality of the offense. And that helps the whole team, not just the backs. It helps the quarterback, the tight ends, the defense, the clock, and the field position. When Pittsburgh can hit you with different styles, the offense starts feeling heavier.